what's up? My name's Samuel Leeds. I'm a property investor and I train thousands of people in property. Nick is one of those people. He came to the crash course, the free crash course, with £10 in his pocket, originally from Nepal, being a soldier in Afghanistan. Came back from Afghanistan, came to the crash course with £10 in his pocket. He's now financially independent. He's 22 years old now. Incredible, incredible story. So Nick, thank you so much for coming down to my home office.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
And it's just so good to see what you've done. And I know you've gone on to do some further training. You're on the Samuel 365. You've done the online deal finding extravaganza. But before we get to where you are now, give me a lowdown into your backstory and your kind of history, your childhood, because you did definitely not come with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Oh, no, definitely not. So yeah, 2017, so that's the year when I got enlisted in the British Army. So after that, I came in UK to the British Army. Then we did a 1-year training in Catterick. After that, I had few tours, exercise in Kenya, then Afghanistan. Then I was browsing few videos and I come up with your video, I think the guy in Blackpool, Financial Freedom.
Yeah.
So I watched a few videos and read your books. Then I came into crash course, And yeah, I attended 2 days crash course. Then I started calling agents. From next day, I started calling agents and did few viewings. And luckily, I got my first deal on January. So yeah, that deal was quite challenging because of the COVID.
And how did you get that deal? Because when we met first, you just got back from Afghanistan as a soldier, and you had £10 to your name. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So how did you go from having £10 to getting a deal? Like, what was the deal? What were the figures? How did that happen? That's great. And I know since then you've gone on to get a lot more deals. But how did you get that first deal? What happened?
So yes, first deal. I watched few of your Rain to HMO videos as well, and Winners on Wednesday, the guys who did HMO.
Yeah.
And I watched that video again and again to find out how I can get my first property. And then I kept on viewing, and when I started using the script, I get no from most of the agents, no. Then I think I'm doing some kind of mistake over here. Then I watched the video again and I found the script that you are using. And I used that script and I got my property, but I had no money to put the rent, first month rent and deposit. So I applied for the loan. Then I took the loan money and I put it in my first property.
How much was the loan?
So the loan was £9,000.
Okay, big risk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Massive, and some people would say, don't do it. You know, you've got no money. You've just got back from Afghanistan from the army. You know, you've been watching Samuel's videos. You've been to some of his courses. Don't go and get a loan. That's risky, and they tell you not to do it.
Exactly.
Did anyone say that to you? What were your friends and your family and your associates and what were they all saying when you were doing this? Did they think it was great or were they concerned?
Oh, definitely not. No. So, like, they used to tell me, no, don't do it. It's a risky. You might lose your money. How are you going to pay the loan back? Don't step in. Just do whatever you are doing. It's fine. We like the way you are. So this kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Try and protect you,
right?
Yeah,
trying to protect me, yeah.
That's always what happens.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so from my inside, I really wanted to do this property journey. I really wanted to start this, but yes, and I took my step and I took the loan. Then I started my journey in property.
So that first property, where is it?
So it's in Oxbridge Town.
In London.
Yeah, in London. Oxbridge Town in London. Yes, we did 3-4 meetings with the same agents. Like he wasn't convinced with me because that was my first property.
Yeah.
And he was like in the middle, 50-50 chances were there, and so I had to persuade him, mentioning him that we're gonna take care of the property, we're gonna do the inspection, so this kind of stuff, and he was happy to give me the property.
Great. So because of course, I'm just trying to think credit-wise. Did you have good credit?
Credit, it was good. We can say good because whatever amount I had before £10, I invested everything back in Nepal.
Sure.
But unfortunately, that didn't went well.
Yeah.
So I was left with £10.
What's your citizenship? Nepal?
Yes, I have Nepal.
So I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes, as from last year, and in the shoes of the estate agents, from someone who's just taken out a loan, who's never got any experience in property, 21 years old at the time, not a UK citizen, saying, I want to take on a property. I'm just trying to work out you must have used some serious skills to get that deal.
So yeah, I've done few sales training as well.
Yeah.
Like how to persuade people, what kind of words you use
Good.
during talking with people. So yeah, I used everything whatever I learned.
Yeah.
And I was able to get the property.
It's so important that you say that, because I think that property business is a people business. It's not just a numbers game. It's also about being able to communicate, to persuade people.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you got a loan. You used your sales skills to get an agent to give you a rent-to-rent deal. You found the deal based on the training that you'd had from myself.
Yeah.
And then what happened? What happened to the property?
So agents, so they were still in doubt whether this guy can do it or not, and
Well, they were even as doubtful as your friends, right?
yeah, my friends, yeah. But anyway, so yes, I learned where to advertise the rooms, and within a week I rented all the rooms.
Yeah.
And the agent, they were very impressed, and they were offering me a job in their company.
Wow. Hey, respect.
Thank you very
And you were
much.
like, I'm good, I'm an entrepreneur, thanks. So that property then,
Yeah.
how much were you paying to the landlord each month?
So I was paying 2,200.
£2,200.
Yeah.
You don't live in London.
No, I don't live in London.
Where do you live?
So at that time, I was living in Folkestone, which is 2-hour drive from there.
Okay. What about now? Where do you live?
I live in Wales.
In
now.
Wales?
Yeah.
Why you keep moving around everywhere? What's happening?
So because of the army, they keep posting me.
Yes.
So I was in Folkestone for 2 years. Now for next 2 years, I'll be in Wales.
So you're still working full-time in the army?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you're doing all this on top of your job?
Yes. So mainly on weekends.
What? So how many hours a week are you working in the army?
Mostly 9 to 5. It depends, but because we need to be ready at any time they might call up.
So you've got a full-time, demanding job.
Yeah.
You had no money, not a British UK citizen.
No.
English is your second language.
Yes, that's correct.
But you managed to secure this deal. You're paying the landlord. You've committed to pay £2,200 a month. How much were you renting the property at when you turned it into a HMO?
So I was getting in total 4,000 from this property.
Okay.
So I was making quite good cash flow from this property.
What was the monthly profit after all your costs?
After all my costs, it was £9,050.
950.
950.
So almost a
Sorry,
thousand.
9,000,
Yeah,
950
almost £1,000 profit.
Yeah.
From that one property.
Yes, that's correct.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
Then
very
the
much.
pandemic came.
Yeah.
That did not slow you down. What happened?
So yes, this property, I can't complain, but I can take it as my learning curve.
Yeah.
So pandemic came, and my two rooms, the people, they moved out.
Yeah.
Because they cannot afford the rent, and they moved out. So I had few challenges in this pandemic. I did quite a lot of viewings, but as you know, the pandemic was silence. No one was moving. So I did short-term lets, and I did for only a week, then only a month. So this is how I managed to pay the rent.
Short-term lets?
Yes, short-term let.
Okay, cool. Like you put it on what? On Airbnb?
No, in spare room advertising it. We are happy to do
Sure.
short-term.
So you were just getting people quick short-term lets. So you had to adapt your strategy.
Yeah.
Did it continue making profit?
So no, it was very challenging. No, I wasn't making profit. I was only able to pay the rent and the bills.
So it was literally breaking even.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, a lot of people at this point would have said, the pandemic's come, I got this property, it was making £950 profit a month, now it's making nothing, it's just breaking even.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to stick to my job, and I wish I hadn't got the loan out. Samuel Leeds is okay, he's a good guy, but forget this, I'm done. That's what a lot of people would have done. What did you do?
So yeah, I had this voice in my head. So okay, just leave it. It's too risky. You cannot do this kind of job. You need to call people, and it's very risky. How you gonna pay the rent? So yeah, this little voice was still in my head, and I used to chat with my wife, and she used to say, okay, don't worry, just give a go. You have come you came this far. Don't give up. So all right, I still continued, and yeah, during this pandemic, I was able to pay the rent and the bills. So after the pandemic, we had a gap. So in that moment, I rented the room again. So back in that same cash flow, we started getting the same cash flow.
Right.
And within 2 months, I secured 2 properties, and all the properties I rented, maximum within 2 weeks, I rented all the properties. Now my 4th properties, I just took on November, mid of November. Now everything is gone.
Middle of October, you
Sorry,
mean?
October.
Yeah.
October. Now everything is gone. Now I'm looking for new property at the moment.
Okay, so you got your first property.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of a hit.
Yeah.
It went down to breaking even, washing its face. You had a bit of patience.
Yeah.
adapted. It then became profitable again.
Yeah.
Gave you confidence.
Yes.
You then decided to go get another 3 properties.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And were they off the same landlord? Different landlord?
Different landlord. So different agent.
Different agent?
Yeah, different agent and different landlord. I had this property and I got a good reference from them because I was paying the rent during the COVID as well. So I got good reference. And
yeah, because you stuck it out.
Yeah. And from there I got another property.
How much right now with just the 4 properties? I know you've got your 5th property coming soon.
Yeah.
But with the 4 properties that you've got, how much profit after all expenses are you making off of those 4 properties?
So minimum I'm making £600, maximum I'm making £900 from one property. So that's going to round off figure. It's going to be 25, something like that.
So, sorry, so 600 to 900 per month per property.
Yeah.
And you got 4 properties.
Yes, sir.
So you're making about £2,500 clean profit after everything a month.
That's correct.
That's very good going.
Thank you very much.
Very good going. And how are you juggling your time in all of this? Because you live in Wales.
Yeah.
The properties are in London. You've got 4. You're going for a 5th. You told me you want 10 by March next year.
Yes, that's correct.
How are you managing your time? How is this happening?
So yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, every weekend, me and my wife, we used to drive from Wales to London for the property. And after that, I hired one manager. And after that, another guy came in. So right now, I have my team, including me. We are 3 people. One guy is doing maintenance and viewings. Other guy is checking the documents, referencing tenants, and I'm the one looking for new deals at the moment.
Okay. And are they? That's sorry. You've got 3 people now in your team. You've employed 2 people.
Yeah.
And you're paying them out of the profits.
At the moment, so it's been only a month. So they said they don't want income.
They want what?
They are looking for the outcome. They want to learn about the property. So they are not after the...
You're a smart guy, Nick.
Thank you very much.
So you've basically put them on work experience.
So actually they were my tenants.
What?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
And they said they want to work with me.
Yeah.
And I asked them why you want to work with me, because they said I'm looking to learn from learn about the properties from you. And I said, okay, I'm happy to have you in my team, but you need to have the same working spirit that I have. And we had few interviews as well.
Yeah.
And these guys, they were incredible. So they just instantly wanted to join my team. So,
and they're working hard?
So yeah, they're working hard. So one guy is busy doing viewings, other guy is looking after new qualifying the property in the market, and I'm the one doing viewings and dealing with agents.
Wow. I mean, geez, I've got to say, I'm incredibly impressed.
Thank you very much, Samuel.
You've done ridiculously well. How did you do all this? Give me the secrets.
The only secret is hungry for goals.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to have set a target and you need to just follow it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you must be very hungry because you had just about every excuse going for you. I'm busy. I've got a job. I've got a demanding job where I might have to work weekends.
Yeah.
I haven't got money. You had £10 when we met at the crash course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In the time I uploaded, even in my worst situation, I'm doing my best. That was my quote when I uploaded that picture last December.
Which picture is that?
The one that I sent initially.
Yeah.
The one in crash course.
Yeah.
2019 December.
Yeah.
So yeah, financially I was struggling, but I was learning, self-developing. I was learning about the properties, and straight from the crash course, I was a different guy. Now at that time I knew about the property strategies. How can I work? Which strategy works for me? So yes, I was a totally different guy after the crash course.
What happened at the crash course that was such a transformation? You say you're a different person. I mean, it was just 2 days. Like, what happened that was so transformational?
So before going to crash course, I watched few of your videos, and about the properties, I got the puzzle. I only got the puzzle pieces. Yeah. So after the crash course, you helped me to set the pieces and make a good picture from the puzzle. And I got the tools and strategy, and I got the people around me, same kind of mindset people who motivated each other to go for a dream. And from there, I said, okay, everything is normal. There's no difference. Only back in my environment where I'm right now, it's different for them, but for me, it's normal. I should start doing this.
That's really inspiring. And just less than 1 year later now,
here
you are. And I saw your before and after picture where you were there at the crash course, like, hey, can I have a photo, Samuel? You know, a year later, you've got your team behind you, your keys, suited and booted. It's an incredible story.
Thank you very much, Emily.
What is it that gives you that hunger? What's your strongest reason for doing all this?
The strongest reason I had financial struggles back in my home, and because our business didn't went well, and I know how it feels struggling financially, and I would never want to be in that same situation again in my whole life. So that's what motivating me.
What happened in Nepal that was so tough financially? What happened?
So in Nepal, we have a family business, and my father and my brother, they were looking after the business. They took a huge amount of loan for the business to maintain the business and to take it to next level. But unfortunately, they weren't able to take the business next level, and they were struggling to pay the loans. So whatever money I earned from Afghanistan, everything I helped them.
Yeah.
And I was financially struggling over here, and I started in crash course, and I took the loan and took my step.
So your family in Nepal took a loan.
Yeah.
The business didn't go well. They ended up suffering as a result.
Yeah.
But then you in England, you then decided to take a loan.
Yeah.
That must have been very, very tough mentally.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What do you think you did differently? Because, I mean, a lot of people in your situation would have been like, I'm never getting into any debt. And of course, there's good debt and there's bad debt.
Yeah.
What was it that gave you the confidence to go ahead and get that loan out that got you started in your property business?
To be honest, I must say motivation videos.
Yeah.
I watched motivation videos, how to control your mind, how to go and take a risk, because there is risk in everything you take. So
Yeah.
I thought, why not this way? I'll take this risk in this path, and whatever happens, I'll see it.
Well, I admire you for that greatly. You're a Samuel 365 member as well.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about what that is and how that might have helped.
So yes, I inquired about Samuel 365 to you, and you said, okay, go and join this and see what it goes.
How much does it cost?
£1.
But then monthly?
Monthly £95, and it's worth it. Yeah, absolutely.
And what happens? Like, what's the training been like that you've received? I know even yesterday we were on a webinar together.
Yeah.
What's the training been like?
So training is absolutely wonderful. You have a one-on-one call with coach mentor, and you have online course as well, and few other options. So it depends what you're looking for in properties. But overall, it's like a candy shop for me. All the strategies over there.
Yeah.
So whichever you want to pick, I'm really happy to have that actually.
And you're the reason people like you are the reason that I do what I do.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's just incredible to see. What's next then? What are your plans? I know you want to get 10 more not 10 more. You want to get 6 more.
Yeah, 6 more.
How long is it going to be before you get the next deal, your 5th rent to rent?
It depends. It depends on the situation. So like now COVID, it depends. But by the end of that's our deadline, and me and my team, we are aware of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what's the plan moving forward? What's the long-term plan in property for you?
So long-term plan, by the end, like I said, by the end of 2021 March, we'll have 10 properties, and my manager will be managing all these properties, and I'll be moving in BRR.
Okay, you're going to be buying houses.
Yeah.
Buying them, refurbishing them, refinancing them, renting them.
Exactly, yeah.
And you're now 22. I've no doubt by 30 years old you're going to be a millionaire, if not way before then. If not way before then. What would be your biggest piece of advice? Someone watching this, maybe someone who's a young guy, hungry, perhaps hasn't got a lot of money like you didn't have a lot of money. What would be your advice? What are the next steps they need to do to get started in their property journey?
So the main thing is you need to surround with the like-minded people.
Yeah.
That's the main thing for me, actually, and that's what I want to suggest, actually. That's the main thing. You need to surround yourself with like-minded people. And there's a one saying, if you're 4 of your friends is smoking, you'll be the next one.
Yeah.
So like that is.
So true. So true. Your environment is who you become.
Environment, yeah.
How did your environment change then over the last year or so? How has your environment changed?
So, like I said, when I was back in Folkestone, I have my colleagues around me, and they were like, don't take risk, just focus on your job, whatever doing, you're good over here. And I was unhappy. I was looking for something more, actually, so that I can help my family.
Yeah.
And I started, like I said, after crash course, we had a group chat. So from there, we started motivating each other, and they suggested me other few books, and from there, yeah,
that's so good. And as well, now you're a massive inspiration to so many people.
I hope so.
Absolutely. I mean, what was it that made you decide to come on Winners on a Wednesday? What made you apply to come on this show?
So like I said, you are the only person who introduced me in the property world, and it would be absolutely great opportunity for me to be in front of you and talking with you. So yeah, I can't miss this, no way.
Incredible. And I'm so glad to be sat with you. Also to meet your wife
Oh yeah.
as well. You're so young to have all these properties and a wife. I mean, geez. She's an incredible lady though.
Yeah.
You've got, and I think it's really, really helpful to have someone, you're talking about environment. The fact that you've got, your wife behind you,
Yeah.
encouraging you is such a massive blessing.
Exactly.
And I would agree with that about environment. If you've got, Dan Pena says, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
You need good people around you.
Yeah.
And you need not only good people around you, but to be confident, you need to have the knowledge. And you did that. You got the knowledge, you got the people, and you worked hard.
Yes.
And deserve every success that you've got. The same crash course that you did, we've now put online because of the pandemic. I'll leave a link in the description. But what would you say to somebody that was thinking about enrolling onto the Property Investors Crash Course?
So what I say is just stop thinking much about anything else. Just go and log in over there, and you'll find much about the property over there, and you'll get a clear tools and strategy what to do next in the property journey.
Amazing. Well, listen, Nick, real pleasure. Anything you need anytime, hit me up.
Yeah, sure.
As a 365 member, I'll be happy to help you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I think you'll agree Nick is an absolute legend. Drop a nice comment below for Nick. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, I'm going to leave a whole playlist. There's over 100 interviews that I've done with my students that have had their lives completely changed by investing in property successfully. If you want to see more interviews like Nick's, check out the whole playlist right here, the whole list. Also, if you want to learn a bit more about the crash course, I'll leave a link in the description where you can do the Property Investors Crash Course that Nick did. I think you might also need to subscribe. So subscribe right here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.